once, but I don't recall if I did the country cleanup.
Okay. Okay. So on the entire list where we don't have anything filtered, data clear, we should remove all the China. The
Yeah, remove China.
Okay.
We're not doing them.
Okay. All right. So let's grab our first one. Let's do that first, actually. Same. All right. So we can go. Oh, but did we have the country? Yeah. Okay. All right. And I don't think Angela and Suda know that we're doing that because they were talking about today what we're doing for China. Okay, I'll let them know.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
We don't have this in the scope.
So how should I remove these?
Select it from from there.
Yeah.
And just right click it.
Just okay.
Delete.
Just delete all of this.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah,
And data clear. So now we're only working with India here.
Yes. Okay. So let's look to Navi.
I need a filter again.
Okay.
For my. Let's do that. So I did E here to E here, which automatically brings the next ones over to E. And then our final filter was it no, we didn't filter below. What sorry?
No, the CT. More than 2 years?
More than 2 years. We said no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me make sure this was
Now this doesn't mean they moved. They just mean that they were in an eco.
Yep.
That past year. So,
that's him.
Okay, let's look.
It's a group. Okay, so let's check him out. And let's see. So I'm gonna go to job and then worker history, right?
Yeah, and go to job, and before you move to the tab, we see that okay, he's been in the company less than 2 years. And the time in that job code is 4 months. So technically he changed jobs 4 months ago. That is gonna help you, where to look in the transaction. So now you can go to worker history, and we are in September minus 4 months, that is gonna be around May.
Okay. Yep.
That he had the change. So we have, a change in June, we have a change in May. Birthday information, I think, is the May one, the May 1st, so we can click on that one.
This one.
Yes. Oh no, in the data change one, not in the comp. Data change is gonna give you the full information.
May. Okay.
Yeah, that one. And so in here we see it was a checkpoint transaction. Okay. And then it was moving G to H. I think that was a promotion. If you scroll a little bit more, you're gonna see the level. Is it there? Intermediate to specialist. So this was an E to E promotion.
Okay.
And so we scroll a little bit more, and you're gonna see the comp. So he had an increase. He's not eligible for this one.
Okay. So should I remove him or should I tag him in here?
No, leave him because we want to show that we look at him. What I would recommend is add a column to the end.
Okay. What we gonna?
And I don't know, call it validation 2 years. Something like that. Yeah.
All right, I'll fix it later. Okay.
Yeah. And use whatever is going to be easier for you. In this case, is okay, so no need to adjust.
How do I add, like, how, for example, you can have like a filter here, not a filter, but like a drop down?
Yeah, you would need to load your categories in another column.
Is that necessary here though? Because I'm only going to need to do one or two things.
Yeah, I think when it is one or two, I
Yeah,
mean, just,
yeah.
and you are the only one handling the file.
Yeah.
And you don't need to do that.
Okay, so if I validated that he had an increase, I will flag this column as like no. Or is there something better we can put there to make it more?
You can put okay, no more than 2 years, or something that just lets you remember that case is okay as it is, that we didn't edit it.
Okay.
That it's okay that he doesn't have that increase. Okay, not to have an increase, or whatever, or a simple okay is fine. And then if there is another case, you may say adjusted lateral E to E or something, again, just for you to remember which are the cases that were in that scenario.
Okay. So it's either going to be okay or include. Like, for example...
No, just okay, because it's already in the file and we need to keep him because we're moving him to the O code. But in this case, we're going to bring to me, right, because he's fallen below. But we don't need to provide the validation. It's just okay to move to O code, and whatever the validation is already there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this was one of our people who had this guy. He was below min, so we will need to bring him to min at least.
Yes. So with the movement to the O code, he's fallen below, and we're giving him those $500 just to bring him to me. But it is in that scenario. It's not because he was, longer term in the E code, and then we need to do the other calculation. It's just the bring to me.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. Yeah, but no. Then this was don't remove anyone, just add notes because we need to move everyone to the O code. So we need them in the list.
Yes. Okay. I'll let them know that we removed all of China.
Yeah, because that was not in the deal. That was not in the scope that we sell to Melly and to Regina.
Perfect. Okay, and then one last question is whenever I'm going to give the list to the HRBPs, I would give it to all of finance HRBPs and all of DTNO HRBPs, but separately, right?
If you don't include salary, you can post it to everyone and just make sure to include L2, L3, L4 so they can filter and find their own.
Okay.
I think that's fine. Just again, password protected, paste it in their Teams or wherever they can access. But I would include salary. I would just say, hey, these are the people. They're moving to this O code, and this is their action.
The action.
Are they having a 5% increase? Are we bringing to me or no action because they have been less than 2 years in the current job? That's the only information they need, really. And then you can provide the summary of, okay, this leader has this many cases, and this is the whole of the cause of the impact.
Okay. That makes sense. How do I refresh this pivot after I do my work over here?
Sure. So click on the table, and then you're gonna go into the menu at the top, where it says Pivot Table Analyze.
Yep.
And then you're gonna click where it says Refresh.
Here. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do that.
They are two separate, so you will need to refresh both tables.
Both of these. Okay, but I should do that after I do all of my stuff over here.
Yes, if you do any changes, we do, and I will tell you just as a nice practice, what I usually do is I manually filter, one of the leaders, do the sum in Excel separately, just to make sure it is matching to what I see in the pivot. Usually one leader is okay, you don't need to validate all, but just to make sure that it did the refresh and it is showing you what you expect to show.
Okay, so for example, I could choose Mike Nash.
Right. So you will go to the file, just filter Mike and say, okay, what is the grand total? Is it the same that I'm seeing? Fine. And maybe you can choose one of the leaders that had an adjustment, if any, just to validate that it is updated properly.
Oh, but I don't think this list has leaders in it.
It does. It's hidden in your passage just before the orange
Got it.
columns.
Cool.
It's
Right
plus.
here.
It's in
Okay,
there.
gotcha.
So
Okay.
you open in the plus sign
unhide.
above the BY.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
And that unhides the columns, and if you click again in the minus sign, it's going to
hide them
collapse
back.
again.
All right, cool. Nice. All right. Okay.
Yep.
All right. What else should we go over?
Did we have any change to the communications once that's through the review again?
She doesn't
Did
have
we
any
hear back?
changes, and we decided not to add language to talk about the fact that we're adding these population. First of all, because the population is so small, and
Yeah.
second of all, because if we're including them, there's no need to flag it out. Like, it would be different if we
Yeah.
were not including them, but we are including them, so we're just going to keep our language the same.
I agree. And I don't remember, are we pointing them for any questions to their HRBP? I think that's the only thing that we may want to do. If you have any questions regarding this, reach out to your
No,
HRBP.
we're
They're
telling-
going to have the list, and they're going to know what's happening.
We're telling the managers that.
Yeah, to managers, obviously.
Yeah. Who else would they normally reach out to? What have you seen?
We either point them to HRBPs or local HR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for this
And
particular,
provide the contact, right? I mean, if it's going to be SUDA for finance, we add that, right, to that message. You can reach out your HRBP or to SUDA. And
Okay.
that way they can go. If SUDA is okay, of course.
yeah. And then for DTO?
Or DTNO, I would say HRBP, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to reach out to Erica to determine what she has done or how she can help me decide how to push the comms out. And I guess Jeremy was saying like next week is too early, so maybe the first week of October would be more appropriate.
Yeah, let's talk to Erica. I remember that why we wanted to send it around these days was because we needed to let them know that no more requisitions with encodes. That was the part that we wanted to communicate. I'll tell you, have Melly and Regina review, have her thoughts, and they can also chime in. Do you want to send it now because we need to let them know that no more changes with encode?
Yeah.
Or do you want to wait a little bit later and perhaps it's October or closer to the whole checkpoint communication, and have them chime in, how they feel more comfortable.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, I feel better. I know what to do. I have a plan. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
Great. Thank
Either
you.
way, ping me at any time and we can take a look at it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Isa.
No problem. Apart from that, and what else is taking your time? I know this is heavy, but it's the last stage and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay. I just, I always get stuck whenever there's multiple things to do for like a data pool, and I'm like, I don't want to leave out one group or disclude anyone. So I'm like, do I have this? And then it just gets confusing. So I'm glad I cleared that up, and now I understand like all the groups are here. I just need to make sure that I have the correct label on them in the file. So that's okay. I think that as far as like what's taking my time, it will probably be like HRBPs, just making sure that comp checkpoint stuff is straight, but nothing too confusing.
Okay, so you have not any major issue or thing concerning them?
No, Shauna wants to validate with me on a call maybe tomorrow morning whether we have, let me tell you what she said so you can tell me if, she said she wants to see if there's an appetite on the comp side as far as like her adding 2 directors. Does she mean like, are we going to be supportive of that? That's all she
talk to
said.
her, because we have not leveled any resources recently.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, if she tells you, oh, we're thinking of promoting, can we include in the checkpoint or can we do it off cycle? That is a decision from the business. We're always going to recommend that they submit to checkpoint because that's the right, method for inline promotion if that's the case. But regardless, she needs to level them first. And if they are not level, she needs to do that.
Yeah. And
if they are not ready, well, then we wait, right? And we take them outside of the checkpoint. And there's also a cost that they need to consider. So.
Yeah, but as far as directors go, that will be Regina's ultimate call. Whether
correct. If Regina supports, then fine, but we need to level. And if it's on time for checkpoint, yeah, go ahead, submit them. Just again, it's not like you have extra money. If they are directors, it's the same pool of money. It's just that the directors is gonna eat it all.
Got it. And then I don't think you have, but I'm just gonna ask: have you gone into the tool and approved any actions that HRBPs have put in?
No, and I'm not gonna do that until after we have the L1 review.
So I have not either, but Shauna noticed 2 CCP cases that are showing approved by both HRBP and BCM in the tool, but she can't see who did it. I didn't approve anything, so I'm like, who approved?
Oh, yes, all the preloaded actions were loaded as approved by HRBP and BCM.
Oh, the ones for pay equity.
The graduates and the high impact belongings, all of those that Chris and Dylan preloaded were loaded as approved.
Because it's automatic.
And the only ones that we can modify are those that are not pay equity. But that's why. It's not that we have done it. That's how it was preloaded.
Okay. And I'm like, I didn't click anything. Let me ask you something. Okay.
No.
Okay, cool.
No, it was because of that. But yeah, I'll do the finals approvals, the true ones, the real ones, until after we have the others.
Yes, and then the last thing is you gave them a spreadsheet with all of the grads on there, and one of the grads is not loaded into the tool, but she was in the spreadsheet. I know that grads are not exactly mandatory, but is that an error?
No, and what I was telling them is, remember I pulled the report as of August, and the cohorts end May and November. So if their cohort ended in November, I think Chris no longer load them. Because they are no longer in the program, they no longer need the increase.
Oh.
But when I run it, they were already showing as graduates. So that may be the mismatch. That's why they don't see it. But yeah, as I mentioned, graduate is not required, and I run it as of August.
Got it.
That's the difference. Yeah.
Perfect. So many things for me to remember.
I know.
How do you do it? How do you remember all of this?
I have a lot of...
Yeah. How long have you been BCM for 12 years, right?
No, I've been BCM for over 3 years.
Oh, you've been
I started just in the pandemic. The week that the pandemic started, I think that was my first week.
Oh, nice. A lot of chaos.
Yes, I'm a pandemic BCM.
Wait, but you were in HP for how long?
Now I'm gonna go for like 14 years.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Then what were you doing before this?
I was in school.
No, sorry. What were you doing at HP before BCM?
Oh, I was benefits lead for Americas.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Total Rewards I've been since the split.
Yeah.
So 8 years in Total Rewards. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty.
We're gonna be there. It's just practice.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
But yeah. Apart from that, anything else that I can help you with? I can support you with?
Things pop up as they crop up. So I mean, I just, I'm comfortable to just reach out if that's okay with you. Like whenever something pops up, if I could just reach out to ask, that would be okay.
Sure. Anytime.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for your help. I'm gonna go work on this right now, and I'll obviously ask you if I get stuck or anything.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Isa.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.